day, I decided my collection of musical instruments just doesn't contain enough percussion. And so to immediately put this right, I jumped in the car. According to Google, somewhere around here in deepest, darkest Lincolnshire, Horncastle to be exact, there is a drum shop. Even though this place is apparently just a few miles from where I live, I've never been, probably because I'm not a drummer. But we're here now. InterMusic is Lincolnshire's dedicated drum shop. I don't know what I was expecting, but this place is awesome. If you're into things that you hit with sticks, then this has got to be the shop for you. I'm definitely no drum expert, and so I don't really exactly know what I'm looking at, but it looks like they have everything. Stacks of drums in every shape and size, drums in every colour, including sparkly. Loads of different brands, beautiful drums, electronic drums, drums you can do this with, drum hardware, drum microphones, drum sticks, of course, drum heads, at least I think that's what they are, and cymbals. Did I mention cymbals? So many cymbals. This is a beautiful display of top quality drum kits, and now I'm slightly sad that I'm not here for any of that. But what I am here for is cajons. I was given 3 to try, and I summoned all of my drumming expertise to test them. This is Jake, the owner of InterMusic. He very kindly let me rock up completely unannounced and do some filming in his lovely and award-winning shop. So Jake, should people who are into drumming visit InterMusic?
Definitely.
Of course, you don't need to be in Lincolnshire to see what InterMusic has to offer. You can check out their website and eBay shop, links are in the description. This is a really cool independent music shop and I enjoyed my visit. Anyway, with my cajon chosen and paid for, it's time to take it home. I went for the menial headliner sizzle cajon in American white ash. Out of the 3 I tried, I liked its balance of bass to snarey sizzleness, and it was also the shortest one, which made it the most comfortable for me to sit on. Now I just need to learn how to play it. When I got my cajon home, one of the first things I did was to give it a bit of the old boots and cats. And that was probably a pretty standard thing to do for someone who doesn't actually play the drums. But then I went and watched a load of YouTube videos all about the cajon, and I realised very quickly that I wanted to learn how to play the cajon as an instrument in its own right, rather than treating it as a replacement drum kit or trying to imitate the sounds of a full drum kit on the cajon. While I was at the drum shop, I also bought these stick things, brush things. Let's see what these sound like. I think they'll give quite a nice sort of hi-hat effect, but maybe I should just concentrate on my hands for now. I love the sound of a rock and roll drum kit, but this isn't one. So as much as I'm going to try to get as many different sounds out of it as possible to suit whatever project I'm working on at the time, I definitely do want to try to learn some cajon grooves. So I went and found lots of cajon tutorials and picked out my first cajon groove to get me started. This groove makes use of a couple of different tones on the cajon. So far I've learned that there is a bass tone, and you play that with most of your palm. There's sort of this mid-tone, and then there are slap tones up at the top there. The 2 snare wires in the cajon run down here somewhere, and I'm learning that the more snap you can put onto a hit over the wire, you get that sort of snare sound. This particular groove uses bass hits, slap tones and things called ghost notes, which are sort of light touches on the cajon. They're not completely silent, they do make a bit of a noise, but they're not an emphasised beat, they're more sort of a little bit of rhythmic fill. This groove is in 4/4 time, and very slowly it goes 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, and then it goes back round again. I chose to start off with learning this groove because I think it's going to help me get used to moving between the bass notes and the higher slap tones, but without having to worry about finding the mid-tones in between, and also it has some syncopation. In this groove, it isn't beat 3 that gets the emphasis, it's just played with a ghost note. Instead, the stress is put onto the preceding A of beat 2 with a slap tone. This adds interest to the rhythm. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3. That has been something of a workout for my tiny mind. I started out practicing this groove very slowly without a metronome, just trying to get my arms used to where they have to go on the cajon without me having to think about it. Then I added in a metronome and I've been building up the tempo very slowly over the past couple of days. That syncopated note has really been throwing me out of time. Sometimes I notice that I'm dragging slightly behind the metronome and other times I'm going ever so slightly too fast. That's quite worrying to me. I'd rather be consistently too fast or consistently too slow. As it is, I'm just kind of all over the place and I think it's going to take me a long time to fix it. But I'm kind of grateful to the cajon for bringing it to my attention. But too slow or too fast, this is where I've got to at the moment. I'm slightly worried that the phone microphone hasn't been doing a good enough job of picking up all the different tones of the cajon, so I'm just going to set up a slightly better microphone. So at the moment, I would say things that this is throwing up to me is that I'm a little bit slow to find the tempo to start with. I tend to drag in the first bar or two before I get into the swing of things, and I'd really like to be able to pick up at tempo as soon as I start cajoning. I also think I need to make far more differentiation in between my ghost notes and my slap hits. Everything's sort of a bit muddy and blending into one at the moment. And also my posture. I tend to get more and more sunken into the cajon the longer I play. I sort of end up leaning forwards because I like the sound of the bass that you find down here, but I think that would give me a bad back. I need to be able to sit up straight and find a good tone around here. So I need to work on tone, I need to work on my general timing, and I need to work on my posture. But despite all that, I am glad I bought myself a cajon. I think practicing this thing is really going to help me nail rhythm. Fingers crossed. I'm going to need a lot of luck and practice. But I'm sure you're going to be hearing plenty more from the cajon in my future videos. And if you would like to see those future videos, please do give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I make a new video every single week, often about playing the recorder, but also featuring plenty of other instruments too. And it would be great to see you again next time. Thanks for watching, bye!